Hey everybody, welcome to GeekStorm. I'm Sean Hilton, owner of Comics Cubed, and today I am joined by my oldest friend in the world, Michael Allen Harrison. Want to take a minute to thank our sponsors. GeekStorm is sponsored by Geek Street, located on the 100 block of East Sycamore in downtown Kokomo. Geek Street consists of Comics Cubed, celebrating its 10th anniversary on Geek Street. It also consists of our good friend at Kokomo Toys and Collectibles, as well as American Dream Hi-Fi, and of course, our good friends over at The Kingdom Cards and Games. We've also just added in a cool little bookstore called Chapter 2 Books, which you can check out. All of these places are constantly buying. It's your one-stop shop. You know what? Before you have a yard sale and you waste all that time, you got comics, records, toy boxes, used books, old games, Pokemon, Magic. You got...
How much is this pen?
What's that say on it? It is Metropolitan title. Nothing. They give those away. Bring it all down. Load up the car. Make it a trip. Hit us up. Try for, I'd say, a Saturday. Saturday is pretty good for buying. So
sure.
Hook us on up, and we're going to buy stuff. Also, don't forget, the Kokomo Con is coming up Saturday, October 17th, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Looks like we're going to have limited attendance this year, so you might want to get your tickets in advance. We may have to cut it off at 250, and if that's the case, well, it's first come, first serve. Hate to do it, but that's how it's going to have to be done. And you have to wear a mask. And you have to wear your mask correctly. We will actually have volunteers. Like, we're going to have to hire cops, I think, off-duty police officers to show people the door who decide to use their mask as a goatee holder. So that's that. And we got that covered. Good. Got to get the checks paid. You know, because you get paid so well for this.
We get paid nothing. We get paid in hand sanitizer here.
I didn't even know where that came from, honestly. There's no craft services. You can obviously tell there's no hair and makeup. So
this hat is hair and makeup. That's how.
That's
my wife
okay.
told me, honestly, she said, "You need to wear a hat today." I said, "Why?" She said, "Well, you need a haircut and it's not really looking good." Okay, wear a hat. I said, "You don't even watch the show."
it hurts. I mean, I gave up on it.
But I have a hat on, obviously, so.
It's almost hat season again. So take the summer off from wearing a hat because you know me, I always wear a hat.
You do.
It's been so hot and so humid that whatever. Hey, I want to thank all of our friends down there on the cell blocks who are forced to watch us. Greatly appreciate it. You're some of our favorites. And don't forget, you can send the fan mail. You can write out on a pen and a paper, put it in the mail, send it to City Hall in Kokomo, Indiana. Just put City Hall, IT Department, Dukes, and it'll get to us.
Care of Dukes.
Care of Dukes, GeekStorm, love those guys.
They're great.
We will be sending out signed 8x10s of me, Mike, Nick, not Lauren.
Aw.
Well, certain reasons. So there you go. You can check that out. So in the news, you haven't seen us in a little while. We've been on a little bit of hiatus because everything that we cover is on hiatus.
Yeah,
there's nothing going on.
Not a lot to talk about.
So first off, just a quick little thing. Another streaming service has been out for just a little bit. Peacock.
Yes.
Peacock is it NBC?
That is NBC.
Is an NBC streaming service that currently costs nothing.
Right.
But has limited commercials.
Well, you do have to subscribe to a service that Peacock is in. Like,
okay.
You have to
I got it straight through my PS4.
Yeah, you put in your whatever Xfinity, whatever you do, you put in those passwords in there, and that gets you Peacock.
All right. I had to sign up through my PS4 and do all that. But the reason I did it was AP Bio Season 3 was on there.
I don't know what that is.
What, you haven't seen AP Bio?
No.
It's the lead guy from that It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Charlie Day, the short one?
No, the taller guy.
I don't know who he is.
All right. Either way, it's very funny. It's about a writer who ends up getting kicked out of Yale or something because he's a jackass. He's just a mean...
He'll land on his feet.
He's a horrible person. Well, he did in Ohio teaching AP Bio.
Perfect.
Which is not actually even in his wheelhouse of what he's supposed to be doing.
Right.
Every episode is him using the kids in the class to get revenge on whatever has pissed him off for the day. It's right up your alley. I think you would enjoy it.
Okay.
It's very funny. It's very petty and malicious, and then occasionally with a little twist of, oh, yeah, that was mean. I shouldn't do that.
I got on Peacock to binge Yellowstone.
Okay.
It's really, really
Kevin
good.
Costner?
It's Kevin Costner. He's been in the entire show. It's been three seasons. So I was kind of, when I first heard about it a couple years ago, I thought, well, this is a deal where, they killed Tony Soprano off in the first, season or whatever, like what they did with Ned.
He's a big star.
Ned Stark, right? He's got other things to do. It's his show. He's been in it. He's
Is he a producer as well, you think?
yeah, sure. In order to simplify it to the most simple. It's The Godfather in Montana on a.
Is he the Godfather?
He is.
Okay.
He has the biggest ranch in Montana, or wherever it is. It's all the same to me, and
It's there's flyover country, which is the Midwest,
Sure.
and then there's no cell phone coverage country,
Yeah.
which is that whole area right here.
They talk about that all the time. But
Wyoming, Montana.
It's a good show. It's very Big Valley-ish too. And
Okay.
you've got
so Heath Major shows up.
exactly.
Lee Majors,
You've got a
who plays
family,
Heath?
and then you've got a guy that's like a brother, but he's not really a brother. He's like the tough ranch hand, kind of like Breck was, or whatever his name was in on that show, and the adopted kid. But it's very, very good.
Okay.
If you get past the fact that I can only watch it at certain times because horses and dogs are in it constantly, and cattle.
Oh, and Hodor gets
And
freaks
Hodor
out.
gets up on the
Hodor
screen.
is your Great Dane.
And just the loudest, deepest. And,
I want a horse, Dad. Give me a horse.
what's your name? Hey, what's your name? That's what he does all day.
You're a real big dog. I'm a big dog. You're a big dog. That's funny. All right, well, I'll have to check that out on Peacock. There was some other stuff as well.
Yeah.
I saw Umbrella Academy Season 2 has showed up.
Yeah,
Everybody
yeah.
is speaking wondrous things about it.
great.
I have not checked it out yet.
Did you see the first season?
I loved it.
Okay.
Loved the first season. There's just so much other streaming television and other things vying for my attention right now. I've been watching Harley Quinn on HBO Max and loving it.
Really?
Oh, that is so funny. If you haven't seen that,
I saw the first episode.
See, on my HBO Max account, I named myself Jack Burden. And if you look at the very next thing next to it, do you know what it says?
I do know because I put it there. It says who?
I had to explain it to my wife the other day. I go, that's fucking great. Loved
You have
it.
to bleep that out.
So that was awesome.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah, and then Lovecraft Country. I know you've watched first two.
I did.
Third one's out. We should be looking at the fourth one pretty soon.
It's a Sunday show.
I do not rush it. I love it. I have really enjoyed it, but I do make sure that it's the right time of day. Like, I'm not watching that during the middle of the day.
Right.
It has to be at a nighttime, dark kind of show. It's all horror. It's creepy. Man, it's good. The costuming has been really good. I think the acting has been really top notch. The level of creepy horror stuff was really good. The first episode just blew me away with everything that was in it. The second one was just trippy as hell. That one was a little weird. We had to talk to a gentleman who had read the book, and because I thought maybe the first two episodes were the book. That felt to me like a full novel.
I didn't know it was based on a book until you guys started talking about that.
Turns out it's not. There's more.
Okay.
So I don't know whether we're going to see all that. Is the third? You've seen the third one, guy behind the camera. Is that part of the book as well? Really? How far along in the book do you say that stuff? Is it going in linear order?
Pretty sure, yeah.
All right. So how far into the book do you think that is? Because this is like a 300-page book or so. I'd say it's not like it's a monstrous Stephen King Stand kind of thing.
It's 8 or 10 episodes. It's not.
Like every character got their own, after the main story, they went back, so many months later, and every character kind of got a little vignette.
Okay.
And then it brings it all back together in the end.
Oh, very cool. That's good. That's perfect for television then. So if you're thinking about getting HBO Max, I have to say, out of all the streaming services that are out there that you have to pay for, that so far for me has been the one. Perry Mason I loved. Absolutely thought it was amazing. That deserves some awards. If you haven't seen it, the acting in Perry Mason is superb. Oh my God, that's
It's just
good.
super dark.
It is. Every
super-
episode, I mean, after
super
I
dark.
was depressed.
Yeah.
Like I had to take a day to all right, I need to.
It's like 7 dark.
Yeah.
It's like.
It is. It's just rough.
It's rough. It's rough.
Every episode is a kick in the groin.
Yeah.
And it's.
I've been saying it for years. I'm glad you're finally on board. But HBO is the pinnacle of dramatic television.
It was really good. It was good. Absolutely.
Pinnacle.
Yes. That between Lovecraft Country and Perry Mason, those were as funny as we're talking about. You're like a show doesn't bring somebody to streaming services.
Oh yeah, we had that conversation.
And I disagree because those two shows are exactly what finally, after all of these years, Game of Thrones couldn't get it done, and I was hit on every level by every friend I have about watching
that
this
was just
stupid
Sean,
show.
and that's Sean being Sean.
So,
that's you being obstinate.
It's just it comes down to again so much material to consume, and I don't have the time or desire.
If you
to
got
consume
through
it
the
all.
horrible things on Perry Mason, you can surely get through the first episode of Game of Thrones where the kid gets pushed out the pushed out the window.
Yeah, but I know now. But now it's over, and I know it has a horrible ending.
It's not horrible. It's just not great.
I mean,
But I will say this: if they hadn't messed up the final season, if they had just played fan service, I would have put Game of Thrones as the best series of all time. Yes, you can't have it.
it's a Usagi Yojimbo figure. That's awesome.
I bought it earlier, and it's the last one.
Man,
So,
$45.
we had some sad news this week.
We did?
Sad news.
What do you got?
Well, unfortunately, as everybody on the planet probably knows by now, Chadwick Boseman passed away completely unexpectedly. I guess very, very few people knew about this. He was diagnosed back in 2016 with colon cancer, stage 3 at the time. He did 7 movies, made all his appearances, did all his press and everything, going through stage 3 and stage 4 cancer until he finally passed away. So it's very sad. He certainly picked his projects along that short path to make them be not just throwaway. He didn't do any no rom-coms or anything like that.
There's only one thing I've seen of his that I didn't think was very, very good. It was I think it was a Netflix movie.
Kings something.
Yeah, where he goes into
I haven't seen
looking for a brother or something.
Yeah.
And even that wasn't bad.
Yeah.
It just wasn't special compared
Right.
to some of these other projects. Completely out of the blue. Like we follow this stuff. We talk
Sure.
about it all the time.
Yeah.
I had no clue whatsoever.
Yeah.
That when they announced it, I actually had to see. We have a thing now, me and you both, and I imagine anybody that's got a brain in their head. I have to see it from 2 or 3 sources now
Yes.
about anything.
Yes.
When Jackie Chan actually does die, I am not going to believe it for a week. I may have to see the body.
Yeah.
Because his death has been faked so many times
Yes.
through internet stuff. So when I first saw this, I'm like, no, it's a slow news day. I want to double check. But yeah, it hit pretty hard.
He meant a lot to a lot of people.
A lot of takeaways here.
Yeah.
One, very seriously, that is something you can have checked. Get it checked. This guy was not an unknown anymore. He was an A-list actor.
Mm-hmm.
He was in high demand. He had money. He had access to things. But by the time he caught it, it was stage 3. So,
Right.
if you're over, what is it, 40?
I think so. Maybe 50.
I mean, I'm over 40. It might be time. I'm almost 50. So it's time. It's time.
Yeah.
And now I think there's even some screwed up online thing you can do where, I don't know, you poop in a box or something
It's
weird.
called Cologuard. And there is another off-brand called Poop in a Box. But if you go to get the regular Cologuard, you get the regular Cologuard, yeah. And it is expensive, but
it?
a lot of insurances cover it.
Yeah, there you
If you
go.
do it without insurance, I looked into it.
How much is it?
It's $600
$600.
with
okay.
with no insurance at all,
insurance.
out of pocket. But a lot of insurances cover it because it's
I mean,
preventive.
if you go and have the procedure done, though, that's going to be your day.
Poop in a box is much cheaper.
Just
We can do it right back here if you want.
poop in a box. But again, yeah, seriously. I mean, Disney actor, all the money in the world
Right.
at this point.
Yeah.
If there had been a cure, you could have had it.
Right.
So get yourself checked, poop in a box, go see somebody.
Do something.
Do what you got to do.
Right.
Did he have anything in the can, or is it all out?
He's got another movie coming out. I think they just pulled it. It was getting ready to get released, and I think they pulled it, and they're gonna
Wait.
hang on to it or something like that.
Okay.
But yeah.
Well,
I mean, certainly he's
unfortunate.
done filming anything. Had been done filming anything with the Marvel universe.
Black Panther 2 hadn't happened yet, and it was on.
Yes.
It was
absolutely.
supposed to happen.
Yes. It was.
So now back to the reality
Sure.
is there have been calls for them now to not replace him,
Right.
to not have
Another actor step in.
And I'm like, well, what then? So whereas that's a very nice statement,
Mm-hmm.
and it's all fuzzy, and he's our Black Panther. And
Right.
I get it.
Yeah.
Amazing. He was the perfect choice. All that. Here's the thing: the Black Panther is a part of the MCU.
Right.
That's going to happen.
Right.
So either you have Shuri now step up,
Right.
and she takes on, which has happened in the comics.
Sure.
It would just be a lot sooner. I just don't know that actress is currently strong enough to take on that role and head up that series by herself.
That's tough.
I mean, you look at how long it took Scarlett Johansson
Yeah.
to get a standalone. So I'm not saying she's not, but that is a role that would have been built over movie 2 and 3
Yeah.
to have her get hardened up and get a little tougher to take it out.
It'd be tough to sell the physicality with her, even though the suit itself is technical, akin to Iron Man's suit. But still, it would be tough to sell her her physicality in that role. But I'm not saying it can't be done.
Wakanda's going to have a presence.
Yeah.
For
sure.
That's going to happen.
Yes.
And if we don't replace him as Black Panther,
Yeah.
then you leave this giant gaping hole. And luckily, I mean, the movies have shown how it's actually done.
Sure.
So we know it can be done. I understand people are, they're still fresh. It's too soon, but eventually something's going to have to happen.
Yeah, I don't know.
Now, if you don't want to replace T'Challa, then you have to have somebody else step up.
Right.
But it's unfortunate all the way around. And honestly, Black Panther 2 was a movie that I would have been very much looking forward to see.
Most people would have. I mean, it's certainly not the best of the MCU, but it's still
up there.
It's great. It's a good movie.
It's solid all the way through, because not only is he great,
Academy Award nominated,
but
he was fantastic.
his villain's great.
Yeah.
The whole background's great. It's up there for
and
me.
by all accounts, Chadwick Boseman was just the nicest guy, much like Chris Evans. Just a solid individual, cared about his community, cared about the people around him, and was a consummate professional. I read one story just very quickly. The guy that played his father in the movie, the guy who played T'Chaka, he's a South African movie legend, and the two of them got together and decided what the Wakandan language was going to sound like, and it was that guy's language. And so he learned it. He learned his lines in that language, in that dialect, like right then. And he was a very committed individual to his craft, and it's sad to see him go.
All right, we are going to move on from that then.
Are you done talking about Lovecraft Country? Anything else you want to say about that?
I'm excited about it. I like it. There's been some other stuff said about it, but I honestly don't want to go into that.
Okay.
So,
okay.
I'm going to talk about what I want to talk about.
We are starting to see. Okay, so movie theaters are open in Kokomo here anyway.
And a lot of areas.
Yeah,
they're starting to open up.
From what I understand, about 75% of the AMC's are open, and that's the biggest chain around. I have not been to a theater yet. I will go. If I wasn't working today, I probably would go. I'd like to see New Mutants.
I would.
I would have liked to see Mulan in a theater. I don't know if and when that's going to happen. Maybe.
I think they're playing it in Logansport.
Are they?
So I thought they were playing.
Okay.
They're playing they're playing Bill and Ted.
Okay.
Because that was one that was going online.
Yeah,
I saw it was playing in Logansport, Indiana.
Okay.
So yeah. If I had a can of Lysol that I could spray down my chair with and that was acceptable, I would go.
I don't think anybody would question you walking in there with a can of Lysol.
I would do that. Any movie-going experience I have for the next couple of months will be like a little baggie of Lysol, wipe it down, and I'm good to go.
Right.
So, New Mutants did come out. That was probably the first biggie.
Sure.
There's been a couple movies, Unhinged, some other stuff, some of the stuff that was streaming. New Mutants was the first big-budget, well-known, non-streaming at the same time kind of movie to come out.
Right.
And then immediately got slaughtered.
Yeah.
Holy cow, the reviews were, I think it's like 12% on stuff.
Right.
Just getting skewered. Then I looked at Box Office Mojo for this information to make sure we had something to talk about. $9 million.
Right.
Now.
See, here's from a business point of view, this is how Disney makes out okay on that. They are financially obligated, or they're contractually obligated to put it in a theater.
Yes.
It has to go in a theater first before they can do anything else with it, streaming service-wise.
But now they did it.
Now they did it, and it didn't do great. That they can say that's because nobody would go to a theater. They could say because nobody would go to a theater because of COVID. They also get to say, well, this isn't really our movie. It's not necessarily part of the MCU, or maybe it is. Sure. I don't know yet, but it's not ours. We got to throw this out there. This is the perfect time actually for that to happen because they have an excuse not to make a bunch of money.
That again is something we talk because we've been talking online more than doing the show. This is what I thought they would do. They'd get it out. It had to go out. We knew contractually because of how it was bought and brought into Disney, it had to go out theatrically. Well, now it has, and by October 31st, Halloween, they can have it on their streaming service, I would bet.
Right.
And if I were them, I would do it. Make that happen. And I'd make a big splash about it coming, because obviously at $9 million, it ain't going up at the box office. No. This thing isn't going to make $30 million. No. So there ain't nothing but loss built in it. And it also then shows you, it was a great test. Because there wasn't anything that was, it didn't have to compete against anything.
Right.
It had free roam. there is no point to put anything into a theater right now.
Right.
Because it isn't going to make you any money.
Well, this is along those lines of being a test. We're going to see what happens with a movie that's supposedly getting good reviews, like Tenet. It's getting people love this movie that have seen it. So
It's out though.
But how's it doing?
Let's go check out. Just a second. I don't have my phone on me. Hey, give me your phone. Let's check out Box Office Mojo and see what tends.
What I saw was $30 million.
30 million. And how long was that?
That was over the weekend.
That's. I mean, honestly, 30 million. That movie would have probably been slated for 90 to 120 million.
Well, I know this. It has to make 800 to break even.
Oh well. That get ready for some bankruptcy because that ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
So there ain't no way
No.
in hell that ain't happening. So yeah, that's crazy. But I mean, 30 million is far more than I actually would have thought that it would have made at a theater.
Sorry.
Right now.
Oh, that's China. Let me go to Box Office Mojo.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Check it.
it's supposed to be a very good movie.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to see it. It wasn't like my super crazy.
Okay, so on rollout it made 53 million, but that's worldwide.
Okay.
I don't know about domestic.
I mean,
there's no domestic opening.
I hate to say it,
number
in 2020, that's not
Yeah.
a bad number.
Yeah, I don't
But
think
as you said, 800 million?
yet. Yes.
Whew, what was
Yes.
their budget?
I don't know.
Okay.
$7.99.
So where did the 800 come from? Where did you get this 800 from?
That's.
I mean,
I
it's
saw
obviously
it-
reported somewhere.
Yeah,
but
yeah. I don't remember.
Okay.
It's been before the theaters were open. Is when last time is when I
Okay.
heard that. But it's not open in the United States yet. So we'll see. We'll see.
I
what
thought it
happens.
was.
That's it. There's no reportable numbers for.
Okay.
States
I
yet.
thought that was at AMC.
No. But speaking of that type of thing, okay, so Mulan is available for Disney Plus on the premium service. It's like $30.
Yes.
You can get that, but I just read something yesterday that I haven't confirmed yet that it's going to be free on Disney Plus in December.
Yes.
Now I don't know when,
Well, I
when
don't
or
know
if it's
about
ever going to.
December, but eventually it would be on
They
there
said
for
December.
free.
They said December.
Sure.
So
Alright.
now you're questioning me. How can you question me when I'm questioning the thing that I question? Then you question me on top of it.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's too many questions.
So that's a lot of questions.
Yeah, I want to see it though.
I might check it out.
From the first preview, I really enjoyed the preview and thought it looked like one of those big epic pieces. I just can't wait to see it.
It was the first Disney live action movie that I actually wanted to see after seeing a preview. I've seen none of the others all the way through. I haven't cared to see any of them.
Yeah.
I've heard good things about Aladdin, but you know what? It's not going to have Robin Williams.
okay. Yeah, it's okay.
and you can't beat the Robin Williams version. And I haven't even seen it, so maybe I'm wrong, but I have a hard time believing it's better than the cartoon and any others. But this, I was told there's not going to be any singing. There wasn't going to be any songs.
Right.
It was going to be an action-adventure movie.
Yes.
Well, it turns out that I'll go see an action-adventure movie.
Right.
I wouldn't pay $30 for it on a streaming service that I have to already pay for a subscription to get.
Yeah.
That seems silly.
Yeah.
But if you're in a high-traffic area like New York, or a high-ticket area like New York, or a couple other areas where tickets cost $15 a ticket, then that $30 is probably a great deal. But in Kokomo,
You're thinking as Chris and Sean single people. Think about the Grays. That's
Sure.
5 tickets.
Yeah, no, for them it's not a great deal, but for me and my
them it
wife,
is a great deal.
it's a horrible deal.
Right.
So I wouldn't do it.
As always, thinking about you.
So,
Bond trailer. Does anybody care about James Bond? I don't care about James Bond. You don't care about
Craig
James
Miller,
Bond.
who's playing him? Daniel
Craig.
Craig Miller?
Yeah.
Or just
There's no
Daniel
Miller
Craig?
in there at all.
I was
Just Daniel
guessing it
Craig.
must be Craig Miller.
Maybe.
I mean, I like James Bond, but I think unfortunately it's a thing of the past. The last couple of movies, big budget, great acting, great action. Just honestly, the stories are slow.
James Bond was great before we got superhero movies.
Yeah.
You know, because that was the big action movie of the year. Then you get Schwarzenegger and Stallone and all that. But it was a smart movie. It was a political thriller or whatever. Then Winter Soldier came along and said, "Here, let me just show you how to do this." And
Yeah,
then they did it. So,
Bond movies now seem slow and plodding.
Yeah.
I get the gadgets and the crazy stuff from, of all things, the Fast and the Furious movies do that kind of over-the-top crazy action. I can get the political thriller from something like Captain America.
Sure.
You know, there's a lot of different options now, and so James Bond is probably going to have to be reinvented after. This is probably Daniel Craig's last movie.
I think it
would
is,
be
yeah.
my. I thought it was already a done deal and that he wasn't going to be in this one.
Yeah.
So I expect there to be some changes. We'll see.
Somebody wrote down a number and went, "Here, just take a look at this."
Yes.
I think that's what
And
happened.
I think he's probably really glad he took it right now
Sure.
because,
Sure.
whoo,
Yeah, he got paid.
you know,
Hope he doesn't have points on the other side. I hope.
ooh, not a good day to take that on any of these films. Holy cow, can you imagine?
The Boys dropped today.
Yeah? How many episodes this season? Any clue?
I don't know how many's in for the season, but they're only dropped 3 so far.
What?
I don't know if they're going to do 3 every week or 3 now and then 1 after that, but you're going to get 3 episodes right now. That's it.
That's weird.
It is super weird. Super weird. I don't know why. There's some new show on HBO called Raised by Wolves that looks very sci-fi fantasy. They drop 3 episodes also, and HBO doesn't drop multiple episodes. So I don't know what the thinking is on the 3. If they're,
I wonder if the 3 gets you. Well, because the last time with Boys, they dropped them all.
did they?
I think so. Yeah.
I don't know.
I think I binge watched that.
Okay.
The only thing I can think of with HBO who doesn't normally do this is if I give you 3 and you binge watch them, then I've hooked you.
Yeah.
3 is probably about the amount of episodes it takes for you to decide whether you want to see it or not, and then I've got you, and so that's probably good on their end. But I don't know. I'll probably check that out.
I watched the first episode this morning, and it starts right off the bat with some pretty horrific stuff, and then
Go figure.
excuse me, Matthew Starr, I think his name, the guy that plays Homelander. He's just amazing. He's such a great,
Smarmy.
yes, bad. He's like Greg Kinnear.
Okay.
And remember that character where in Mystery Men? He's like that character, but really evil, right?
Okay.
So he's great in it. And he was great in a movie in a series called Banshee that was fantastic too. But
I mean, that's definitely Umbrella Academy, Boys. These are all things on my list.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm playing a video game.
yeah,
And I'm kind of hooked.
What are you playing?
Playing Pathfinder Kingmaker, which is a computer role-playing game featuring the vast majority of Pathfinder book rules
Yeah?
on a tabletop style thing where
On the
Baldur's Gate.
But on the computer?
Yeah, if you play Baldur's Gate.
I have Baldur's Gate.
Baldur's Gate with Pathfinder rules
Oh.
and a very, very long campaign.
Is it turn-based?
That's what's cool about it is that you can turn it on or off. So if you turn it to turn-based, you're controlling every single dude in your thing.
Right.
And I was doing that for everything. Well, the last day, I've been fighting a couple of smaller things that I'm like, I'm going to win this. You can do another thing. You turn off that turn-based.
It just happens.
And it runs itself. And so for battles that I look at, that I'm like, no challenge here, really.
Baldur's Gate did that too. You
Did
could turn it on and off.
So that's what I've been doing.
Is it on Steam or where'd you get it?
I did get it from Steam,
Okay.
and it was expensive.
Was it?
For Steam, I paid $50, and that got me the main game, 2 downloadable things, and extra crap in the game or whatever, which I don't even think I've used or I know about.
Right.
Some other things like that.
But it's just you in the games, not other people.
Yeah,
also?
unfortunately not. Because it's Pathfinder, I was really hoping there'd be a way to
Right.
set it up so you and me
Right.
and Nick could form. What I would love, the best thing that could happen with this game is I could play it solo, and play, learn it, and play it. Then, once a week, get together with my buddies
Right.
and do a version where we all have our characters like a true
Right.
D&D Pathfinder group, and we go do stuff like that. I recommend, if you like Baldur's Gate,
I do.
then I would highly recommend this.
I'm looking for a game.
This, the up curve on it is a little steep. There's some YouTube videos and things. I'm on about day 4 or 5 of playing it pretty hardcore, so I finally feel fairly comfortable. Every once in a while, something still happens, and I'm like, wait, why did you do that?
When you play these games, these type of games, do you try to get A to B, or do you? There's a dark area over here. I need to see what's over in that dark area over there, and then explore the whole map.
I'll tell you the quick story. I played Fallout 4, which has exactly that. You can go play the mission,
Right.
or you can go explore. Most of my friends tell me that you can beat Fallout 4, or will beat Fallout 4 between like, I don't know, level 30 and 50. I was 125 when I beat the level. If there was anything left
Right.
to find,
Right.
I don't know where
Right.
it is,
Right.
because I have scrounged.
You're looking for rats. You're looking for.
By the time the
anything.
game's over, if this was the playing world,
Right.
my guy starts here
Right.
and starts a grid
I
pattern
did the same
by the
thing.
time I'm done.
That's what I found myself
So-
when they announced Baldur's Gate 3 or whatever it's going to be called.
Yeah.
I went back and got on Steam Baldur's Gate 1 and 2.
Now, were they pretty cheap?
Oh yeah.
Okay, I haven't done those yet.
Yeah, I think it was.
Well, I think I might have done them way back in the day.
It was
but-
$20 or $30 for both games. But I did the same. I found myself going, wait, there's a dark area over here. I need
yes.
I'm
I'm going to flashlight that map.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I did that. Before I came to do this, I was actually looking at the clock, and I'm like, all right. I went into a new little instance area thing that pops up,
Right.
which is a much smaller thing.
Yeah.
And it was a troll. It was the first troll I fought. And I'm like, oh,
Trolls.
crap, it's a troll. Well, I play a lot of RPGs in the real world, so I'm like, trolls are bad.
Sure.
But I got my 6-person party. 4 of my 6 characters just leveled.
Oh, nice.
We're fresh.
Right.
You know what? Saved
Right.
right before this so I can get the hell out of here. All right, let's go do it. We whacked that troll. The only thing was, and I know, once he was down, they fall over in the game.
All right.
He's down. I'm like, all right, but the fight has not finished.
Okay.
Usually all our guys, you see them like do this thing where they put their swords away and stuff. It's not finished. And I'm like, okay. So then I had my biggest tank go up, and I'm like, because it's all in turn order.
Sure.
We went turn order for the troll.
Sure,
there was
sure.
no automatic.
Right.
So I'm like, coup de grace. She does like another gajillion points to me. It's still not over. I'm like, all right, it's a troll. I'm going to have to deal with fire acid, I bet. Luckily, I had Alchemist Fire. So I had my weakest little character, a little bard, like, here's some acid or something. And she throws it down. Oh, fight's over. So once it was done, you had to hit him with something. And
Gotcha.
I had it ready, so it was good. So I think that's our show for the day, though.
Sure.
Is there anything you want to close on, or are we done?
No, I think that's it.
All right, so check it out. Let's check out some Baldur's Gate. Stop on down to Geek Street in Kokomo, Indiana. And don't forget, the Kokomo Con is October 17th. We are going to need your help this year.
Kokomo Con masks.
The Kokomo Con. So this year, we are doing a mask. Every year, we do a T-shirt.
Right.
And if you bought the T-shirt,
Right.
that got you into the show as your ticket. This year, you have to wear a mask at the Kokomo Con. There are
Right.
no exceptions.
Right.
If you're coming on the facility, you have to wear the mask, and we're not going to fight you on it. We're just going to not let you come in. It's simple. We don't care about what you think. But this year, the mask that we're selling is $15, and that is your ticket to the Kokomo Con. So there you go. And you have to wear it.
You have to wear it.
You have to wear it properly.
You don't have to wear that mask.
You have to be, yes.
You have to wear a mask.
You have to wear a mask. It has to be over your nose and mouth.
Right.
Be Guru, everybody.